Hello friends, this is Lindsay for Fontsy. In today's video tutorial, we are showing you how to print onto fabric to then make your own pillow. So you're basically printing your own pillows. And no need to be afraid because it's actually a lot easier than you think, and we'll show you how to do it. So first you're going to print out your design on fabric, and in the video description we link to a blog post and video where we show you exactly how to do it. But basically you're taking a piece of light colored fabric and backing it with some freezer paper. The only difference with this is that you're going to place a rectangle around the design, so the size of the pillow, and you're going to make that line color as light as possible, but so that you can still see it after you've printed it. So I just used a very light gray color. Then go ahead and remove the freezer paper and take a heat erasable Fixon pen and a straight edge, and you're going to darken the rectangle around the design. And you just want to make it dark enough so that you'll be able to see it from the back side of the fabric. And on the bottom of the rectangle, place your hand on the line and then draw 2 lines on either side of your hand. And this space that you created is basically your no-sew zone. So this is the space that you won't sew along because you'll use it to flip the pillow right side out. And since you used your hand as a guide, then you'll know that the opening will be large enough for you to fit your hand inside to stuff the pillow as well. So next you'll take another piece of fabric, which is going to be the back of your pillow, and place it over the printed design so it completely covers everything, including the rectangle, and there's at least a 1/2 inch all the way around. And the fabric that you place on top should be placed right side down. And the right side of the fabric is the pretty side of the fabric. And if your fabric looks the same on both sides, then just pick the side that you think looks best and place that side down over the printed design. And then go ahead and flip the whole thing over. And what I decided to do next is actually, I could see the rectangle that I had darkened on the reverse side. But I decided that I was just going to trace it onto the back. That way I could really see it. This is going to be your sewing line, so it's really important that you do see it clearly while you're sewing. And then just place a few pins through both of the fabrics to keep them together so you can sew them together. And now at your sewing machine, using the marked lines, you're going to sew around the rectangle, except in that no-sew zone. So start at one end of that no-sew zone and sew all the way around the rectangle on the marked line, and you'll end on the other side of the no-sew zone. And just be sure to do a few back stitches at the beginning and ending of your sewing. And then you can go as slow as you need to stay, stitching right on that marked line. And to get around the corners of the rectangle, you'll stop with your needle down right at the corner and then raise the presser foot. And then you'll just pivot the fabric so that you can continue sewing on that marked line of the rectangle. Next, using scissors or a rotary cutter, you're going to trim 1/4 inch outside the stitched line, and this is going to be your seam allowance. And then clip the corners, and that is going to reduce the bulk on those corners when you flip the pillow right side out, which you'll do by just placing your hand inside and pulling the pillow right side out, and use a blunt object like the end of a chopstick to poke out the corners, but just being careful not to poke or pierce through the fabric. And then what you'll do is you'll take some stuffing, like polyfill stuffing, and you'll stuff your pillow as desired to as full as you like. And one of the keys to the stuffing not getting lumpy is to stuff it in very small pieces. So if you get a chunk of the polyfill, just kind of rip it apart and place it into the pillow in smaller batches. And then once you have it, stuffed to your likeness, along the no-sew zone, you'll want to fold in the 1/4-inch seam allowance, and it may already have done that for you. And then here, what you'll do is you can either hand stitch this area closed, or if you're allergic to hand sewing, then you can apply like some permanent fabric glue or like a strip of a permanent fabric tape, which is what I did, to the seam allowance there, and you remove the backing on the other side of the tape. It's like a double stick tape, and then you just seal that open area shut. And since it's the permanent fabric tape, then it's going to hold nicely, and then you've completed your printed pillow. And then you might be able to still see those darkened lines that you made with that Frixion pen, but those are heat erasable, so you just take a hot iron along that seam line, and those dark pen lines will just disappear. And really, that's as easy as it is to print your own fabric at home, to sew your own pillows. And this just makes a really fun way to spruce up your home decor. They make great gifts, and it's easy and fast to do. So if you like the design that we used, you'll find it in the Fall Farmhouse SVG and font bundle at Fontsy. And there's a link in the video description to grab that bundle. So click on that to check it out. And then thanks so much for watching, friends. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.